Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real English Talk. I'm Tom.
And I'm Jessica. Today's episode might be the most important one we've ever made. Because we're not going to teach you grammar. We're not going to teach you vocabulary. We're going to teach you something much bigger.
We're going to talk about your mind and how the way you think about English is either helping you or holding you back.
Because here's the truth. The biggest thing stopping most people from speaking English fluently is not their grammar. It's not their vocabulary. It's their mindset.
Mindset. The way you think about yourself, about learning, and about what's possible. Change your mindset, and your English changes with it.
Stay with us. Subscribe to Real English Talk and let's begin.
Jessica, let me start with something personal. When I was learning a second language, I was terrified of making mistakes. I would sit in class and know the answer, but I wouldn't raise my hand, because what if I was wrong?
And what happened?
Nothing happened. That's the problem. I didn't speak, so I didn't improve. The students who made mistakes every day, they improved much faster than me.
And that's the first mindset trap we need to talk about today. Perfectionism.
Perfectionism. This idea that you need to speak perfectly before you speak at all.
So many learners believe this. They think, I'll start speaking English when my grammar is perfect. Or, I'll have a conversation when I know enough words. But that day never comes, because there's always more to learn, always more grammar, always more vocabulary. Perfection is a moving target.
A moving target. You keep chasing it, but it keeps moving further away.
Exactly. And while you're chasing perfection, you're not speaking. And if you're not speaking, you're not learning. The fastest way to improve your English is to speak badly. Make mistakes, say the wrong word, use the wrong tense, and keep going anyway.
That sounds scary, though. Nobody wants to look foolish.
I know, but here's something most learners don't realize. When you make a mistake in English, most people don't judge you. They respect you because you're trying. You're doing something hard, and that takes courage.
Courage. Speaking a language you haven't mastered yet in front of people. That is genuinely brave.
It really is, and every single mistake you make is teaching your brain something. Your brain goes, "Oh, that didn't work. Let me try differently next time." That's learning, real learning, not from a textbook, from experience.
So the first mindset shift is stop trying to be perfect. Start trying to be brave.
Perfectly said. Imperfect English that you actually speak is 1,000 times more valuable than perfect English that stays in your head.
Okay, second mindset trap. Comparing yourself to others. Jessica, I think this one might be even more dangerous than perfectionism.
I agree. Comparison is a thief. It steals your confidence and your motivation.
How does this show up for English learners?
You see someone on social media speaking beautiful, fluent English, and you think, I'll never be that good. Or you meet someone who started learning English at the same time as you, and they seem so much better, and you think, what's wrong with me?
I've felt that. I think everyone has.
But here's what you're not seeing. You're not seeing the thousands of hours that person practiced. You're not seeing the hundreds of mistakes they made. You're not seeing their bad days, their frustration, their moments of wanting to give up. You're only seeing the result, not the journey.
So I'm comparing my chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Your journey is yours. Their journey is theirs. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Did you learn one new thing today? Then you're ahead of yesterday. That's enough.
That's enough. I like that. It takes the pressure off completely.
And this connects to something really important: celebrating small wins. Most learners only celebrate big moments: passing a test, getting a certificate, having a perfect conversation. But what about the small moments?
Like what?
Like understanding a sentence in a movie without subtitles. Like ordering coffee in English and being understood. Like reading an article and getting the main idea, even if you didn't know every word. Those are wins. Real wins.
I never thought of those as wins before. They felt too small to count.
They count. They absolutely count. In fact, those small wins are the foundation of everything bigger that comes later. If you ignore them, you lose motivation. If you celebrate them, you build confidence. And confidence is the fuel that keeps you going.
So instead of waiting for a big victory, celebrate the tiny ones every day.
Every single day. Write them down if you can. Today I understood a joke in English. Today I said something without translating first. Today I listened to a podcast and followed most of it. These are the moments where real progress lives.
Real progress. Not the progress other people can see, but the progress you can feel.
That's exactly it. Progress is often invisible to others, but you can feel it. Trust that feeling.
Jessica, let's talk about something practical. A lot of learners treat English like a special event. They sit down at a desk with a textbook and say, "Okay, now I'm studying English." Is that the best way?
It's one way, but it's not the best way. And here's why. When you treat English like a formal study session, your brain goes into test mode. It tenses up. It tries to be perfect. It becomes afraid of making mistakes.
Test mode. That's exactly how it feels. Like every time I practice, I'm being graded.
And nobody learns well in test mode. Your brain learns best when it's relaxed, when it doesn't feel pressure, when it feels like play, not work.
So how do you make English feel like play?
You make it part of your everyday life. Instead of studying for an hour once a week, do 5 minutes every day. But make those 5 minutes natural. Talk to yourself in English while you're cooking. Describe what you see on your walk to work. Think in English while you're waiting for the bus. Narrate your morning routine out loud.
Talk to yourself? In English? People will think I'm crazy.
Maybe, but you'll be fluent, and they won't.
Fair point.
The idea is this: when English becomes a daily habit instead of a special event, your brain stops treating it like a test. It starts treating it like normal life, and that's when the magic happens. Your brain relaxes, it absorbs more, it remembers more, and you start thinking in English without even trying.
That connects to our Don't Translate, Just Speak episode. When you think in English, you don't need to translate anymore. The words just come.
Exactly. And daily habits are what build that skill. Not weekly study sessions, not cramming before a test. Small, daily, relaxed practice. That's the recipe.
So 5 minutes a day is better than 2 hours once a week.
Much better. Consistency always beats intensity. Always.
Okay, let's talk about another big mindset shift. How you see the purpose of English. Because I think a lot of learners have this wrong.
What do you mean?
Many people see English as something they need to pass. A test, an exam, a score. They study English to get a number. TOEIC 700, IELTS 6.5. And once they get that number, they stop.
And then what happens?
They forget everything. Because they were studying for a test, not for communication. The knowledge was temporary. It was stored in test mode and deleted when the test was over.
That's such a clear way to explain it, and it happens all the time. Students spend years preparing for an exam. They pass, and then they can't have a simple conversation at a coffee shop.
Because the coffee shop wasn't on the test.
Exactly. So here's the mindset shift. English is not a test. English is a tool for connection, for conversation, for understanding people from different countries and cultures, for sharing your ideas with the world.
A tool, not a test. That changes everything.
When you see English as a tool, you use it differently. You don't worry about being perfect. You worry about being understood. You don't memorize grammar rules. You learn phrases that help you connect with people. You don't study in silence. You practice out loud. Because the goal is communication, not a score.
And communication doesn't require perfection. It requires courage.
Yes, a simple sentence with one grammar mistake that makes someone smile, that's more valuable than a perfect essay that nobody reads.
I want to give a challenge to everyone listening right now. This week, use English for something real. Not a test, not a study session, something real. Order a coffee in English. Send a message to someone in English. Watch a video without subtitles. Have a conversation, even a short one, in English.
And when you do, don't judge yourself. Don't grade yourself. Just notice how it feels. Notice the small wins. I was understood. I kept going even when I forgot a word. I didn't translate in my head. Those are the moments that matter.
Let's do our vocabulary review. These are words that describe the mindset of a confident English learner.
Mindset, the way you think about yourself and learning. A positive mindset makes learning faster and more enjoyable.
Perfectionism, the belief that everything must be perfect before you start. Perfectionism stops more people than lack of talent ever will.
Compare, to look at yourself and someone else and judge the difference. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20.
Progress, moving forward, even a little bit. Small, invisible progress is still real progress.
Celebrate, to recognize and feel good about something you achieved. Celebrate every small win. They add up faster than you think.
Habit, something you do regularly, almost automatically. Make English a daily habit, not a weekly event.
Absorb, to take in information naturally without forcing it. When your brain is relaxed, it absorbs English like a sponge.
Tool, something you use to accomplish a goal. English is a tool for connection, not a test to pass.
Communication, the act of sharing ideas and understanding others. The real goal of English is communication, not perfection.
And confidence, a strong belief in your own ability. Confidence doesn't come before speaking, it comes from speaking.
10 words. Mindset, perfectionism, compare, progress, celebrate, habit, absorb, tool, communication, confidence. All of them describe the learner who will succeed, not because they're the smartest, but because they think differently.
And here's our message for today. You don't need more grammar books. You don't need a bigger vocabulary list. You need a different way of thinking about English.
Stop chasing perfection. Stop comparing yourself to others. Start celebrating the small wins. Make English part of your daily life, not a special event. And remember, English is not a test. It's a tool for connecting with the world.
Change your mindset and watch your English change with it.
If this episode helped you, please subscribe to Real English Talk and give us a like. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. Maybe someone who's too afraid to start speaking.
Tell us in the comments, what is the biggest thing that holds you back from speaking English? Is it perfectionism? Fear of mistakes? Comparing yourself to others? Tell us honestly. We read every single comment. Until next time, I'm Tom.
And I'm Jessica. Change your thinking, change your English. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. And remember, imperfect English that you actually speak is better than perfect English that stays in your head. See you next time.